Yo!
Hey,
Wagwan!
listen. And I was sitting there trying to figure out what you were saying. I was over here practicing. Shashon.
Yo, let's do it. Let's do it right now for the people, everybody joining in. This is Willie Hyn, my guy. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we're gonna do this French thing right here, right now for y'all to show you how easy it is. It's easier for performers because we perform. So we're cool with being on the spot. So I'm gonna teach you what I taught them last week. Every Wednesday I'm doing a French lesson. These people watching out here, my friends, my people who say they support me, I don't think they've been practicing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to say it and we'll show them how easy it is. You got it. All right, so the first word is je.
Je.
Hey. All right, the second word is chante.
Je chante.
Je chante.
Je chante.
Let's go.
Did you hear the inflection?
Yes, I got. and it means I'm singing. So anytime you're singing, you could be like, yo, je chante.
Oh.
Yeah, we lit.
Got him every time.
Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate you for rocking with me, bro. It's always a pleasure. I see the red cup. I got me a cup, a little something too. Now that I know it's cool, I gotta let my guests take the first drink before I just look like I'm, some.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, man.
Cheers to you, bro. Cheers to you. I want to get into a lot of different things, and I know you're the person to talk to about them because you always keep it real. Let's just say. Let's talk about Atlanta first, though.
Okay.
What was a young Willie Hyn like in the ATL? Like what was the thing you were most interested in outside of music when you were coming up?
Women.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just keep it all the way a buck. But real talk, I've always been into acting, man. Like, my mom is an incredible actress. She chose the ministry.
Okay.
She went that way with it, and she could have been up right up there with the greats, man. But she chose it. But she always had that instilled into me as far as, acting, and I've always been interested in that, man. And just been looking to take that even further. It's still with me to this day.
Did she kind of teach you a little bit of things that she knew or coach you in any way?
Yeah. She was tough on me, man, because she knew I had it in me.
Yeah.
I play a lot, so she would always try to get that out. Like, man, stop playing and hone into what you to your craft because you got it. She was always put that on me, man. So, every little thing that she had with her, and those gifts that she had, she always showed me and kind of tried to rear me the right way.
That's what's up. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to all the Black queens out there holding it down. So listen, I've lived in Atlanta for a while, and like other cities, the city and the surrounding area has its sides. You know what I'm saying? You got your north side, your east side, your west side, your south side. And every side has a character, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Atlanta, you come up in Atlanta for a while, you kind of get your bearings. You be like, oh, okay, we're on the west side, south side, east side. But tell me from your perspective, what's the east side like? What's the character of cats from the east side? Because I'll be thinking like, B.O.B. from the east side, you from the east side. I know a couple east side cats. I'm like, yo, what's the east side really? What are east side people like? You know what I mean?
Best way, I guess, to describe it, and I've had this conversation with New York cats before, and the best way I can describe it is we're kind of like how Brooklyn is. I mean, not Brooklyn, but Harlem.
Okay.
Of Atlanta. It's super eclectic. We're more the flashy side. It's a lot of like like we don't just do it here. Like we go above and beyond on the East. So you know, like our rappers just got them bars, man. You know what I'm saying? And our singers are always, you can't ever really just put a genre on most of our artists out here. You never know what you're gonna get from an East Side cat. So I've always kind of, took pride in that, man. Being an East Side artist, man, people know, like, we don't know what we're going to get with him, but I know he going to bring it.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
love it.
eclectic side, the East Side, yeah.
I agree with that, and I love the comparison to a Harlem because y'all are some eclectic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like in every way, style, music. You know what I'm saying? Lingo. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's what's up. I wanted to ask you about musical influences because we share some eclectic influences in common. So it automatically predisposes me to, you know, uh, love your music. You know what I'm saying? Because I can hear some of those similar influences. I'll be like, yes,
Sorry. You already
yes,
ain't one. He right behind me. He's with me all the time. You
yes,
already,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look, you see what I'm saying? Yeah,
So
man.
I wanted to ask you, when it comes to influences,
Mm.
how do you toe the line with all of your influences when it comes to creating for yourself? What up, Shibby? What up, bro? How do how do you manage all your influences when it comes to making this pot of gumbo that you cook up so much? You know what I mean?
I think the main thing is just not really trying, man. Like if it's naturally, like if these inspirations and these influences are just naturally, in you, and it's one of them things we don't even try, man.
Yeah.
Like John P. Key, Prince, Andre 3000, Lil Wayne, Music Soul Child, D'Angelo. I mean, these guys, man, I listen to them so much. I can't help but, man, you don't know, man. If I got $5 for every time I heard Andre 3000, man, you sound like Andre, bro. Bro, I wouldn't even have to do this. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things that I try to emulate him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's instilled in me, and I study. Like I study. I missed one, James Brown. I study these guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I try to make sure, like if I'm trying anything, it's just I try to make sure that if it's a Prince influence record, I don't want to just be just straight. I want to be able to put Willie Hyn in there some sort of way. If I'm on a gospel field, I'm going real John P. Key with it. Okay, put Willie Hyn in there. You know what I'm saying? I just try to, shake a little bit of Willie Hyn and all those different inspirations, depending on what record I'm working with. And it always comes out the way it's supposed to, man.
So when it comes to bars, because you talked about the East Side inheritance of bars, and
Oh
one
no.
thing I will say to everybody out there, Willie's got bars. Like I can listen to your stuff and I can be like, yo, and you keep going with it, you know what I mean? And even reflect on something you had said a couple bars ago again, So I love the attention to detail when it comes to lyricism because I'm a lyrics dude, period. I love Jay-Z, but I'm a Nas dude. That just is
Oh,
what it is. So I wanted to ask you, where did that sense of lyricism and songwriting come from? Was it kind of a on your own thing, like you had like a book you used to write down everything in, or were you at school trying to freestyle with cats? So like, how did it come together for you?
man, I honestly would have to say it came from my little brother, man. He started before I did. I used to go to the studio and just make sure, he was good and wasn't nobody, messing with him and nothing like that. But I got it from him, man, because when he came in, everybody knew, okay, bars is here. And my little brother, man, Kip Conway, shout out to Kip Conway. Kip Conway is one of the hardest lyricists. He just chose to kind of focus more on the business side. But I really knew then, early on, before I even listened to anybody else, it was, if you ain't even got your little brother, don't even worry about it, bro. Go sit down. If you can't hang with your little brother, go sit down. But I knew he was like, everybody looked at him like, yo, that boy Kip. So then listening to him, that really got me paying more of attention to, you know, cats like Lil Wayne and Andre 3000s. And I mean, then, you know, I started really just kind of even going north with it. Listen to a lot of North Side guy, you know, cats with the bars. And man, you know, I pull so much. I just pull so much from so many dope people, man. And I just get inspired so easily. When I hear guys like Hove, and you know, if I hear even now like guys like Griselda, if I listen to Griselda right now, I'm gonna write 3 verses, like, because them guys just do it to me, man. Like, though, I just love bars and lyrics, and yeah, man. So those are the guys. Those are my guys.
I I wanted to ask you about something that I've never heard you formally talk about. I'm sure you have, but break down the meaning of tribe with 2 eyes for me, for everybody out there.
First of all, shout out to my tribe. You know what I'm saying? Two eye tribe, man.
Yeah.
It's really, man. It's a collective. It's a family. It was one of those things where I just started really just kind of, you know, grabbing hold to people who I felt like should have been their crew.
Mm-hmm.
Another name to give it, it would have been the should have been their crew. It's just a bunch of artists that I feel like should already be there. You should have been there. You know what I'm saying? You've been overlooked. I'm the captain of the overlooked crew. And I just feel like I just started just piecing it together one by one, and not just artists. I mean, not just, you know, musicians. I mean, we got chefs, we got barbers, we got, I mean, you name it, graphic designers, stylists. It's so many of us up under this umbrella, and it's just a family of people who all kind of feel the same way, like, because we all kind of feel like, yeah, you know, we've been overlooked and, or this, that, and the third. We do more for each other because we feel like, well, you should be getting better help than what you getting, so maybe I can step in and you know what I'm saying, and then make, you know, a stylist to come in for a graphic design and say, well, you taking photos, you need a better look. Your look sucks, and then boom, you know, you know, it just all circles back around, man. So that's all a tribe is, man. And we just put 2 eyes in it instead of one. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know, we
That's
just
what's up.
a family of individuals.
How would you what are some ways, I guess, that an artist that feels overlooked or has another way of connecting or is looking for their tribe to kind of build that community around them, or be a part of a community, how would you suggest someone go about trying to make sure they can find the people that will work best with them?
I mean, it's really one of those things where you just, like, I just go off of just feelings, man. Like, it's one of those things where you know, just off that feeling of having that combo with somebody, because you know there's hella artists out here. So, you know, you can just start, you know, you can pick through the straw, you know, to find the needle. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things where when you feel it, man, like it's not really just dope artists. It's people who I actually like really just feel. And when you talking to people and you're on this scene and you are at all these damn networking events and you connect with somebody, like that connect, and it's not just no weird feeling like, man, I really connect, I connected with so and so. Like, nah, run with that. If you connected with that person, maybe they can help you go further than where you are. And that was just one of those things with me, like, and hand selecting everybody in the tribe. You know, it's just really off of feeling. It's not always because you're the best rapper or the best singer. Like, there's a vibe about you, there's a spirit about you that I can connect with. And that's serious to me, man. Like, it ain't just anybody in the thing, in the tribe now. You know, everybody can't rock the 2 eyes and you know, do the handshake and all that. I gotta really, you know, connect with your spirit. So if you're looking for that crew or that team, just remember that, man. Like if you're trying to put that thing together, like it's gotta be right with your spirit before anything else. And if it's not, that ain't it. That ain't the person you need to be around. You need to move.
Yeah, yeah. Let me ask you, coming from an eclectic place, I mean, at least when I moved down to Atlanta, I was like, yo, this is Zamunda. Before Wakanda, it was Zamunda. And I was like, I'm good. You know, the Motown of the South, everything like that. You know, you think with a city with so many black people that there's room for all types of Black music, everything that comes from us. But that's not always the case.
It's true.
And I never thought about it, but when I started thinking about questions, I'm like, dang, I wonder what it's been like for Willie. You know, you mentioned being overlooked, and to be in a city where hip hop, you know, came out, and you know, hip hop down here, you know, when Cass came, it really just made an impact. It took over. It was its own thing. And you just think that everything is embraced and accepted down here in the trenches, but it isn't always the same way. I wanted to ask you, how has it been from a navigation side when you think about things like major labels or investors or anything like that? How has that been?
They don't fuck with me, man, and it's one, and that's just all the way up front and truth, man. And it's because they know, like, I present that spirit of you can do what you want to do. You can, you don't have to have a genre on your music. If you want to rap on some blues shit, rap on some blues shit. If you want to go alternative, go alternative. If you want to, you know, whatever you want to do, I present that to these artists and to the people, and they know that, and they don't like that because at the end of the day, that doesn't always make that quick dollar that they want.
Mm-hmm.
But with even artists, big name artists who've been through that same thing and will still and will act like they with it and will still run to a sort of, you know what I'm saying, to a sort of degree. Like they will literally run because they know, like, damn, like that nigga dope, but I can't make no quick money off him. Like what he's doing, he's building something. Like what he's doing is really real. And these industry cats, man, they ain't with that, man. They don't want that. They, you know, they want you to get in there and do what everybody else doing, so you make them their money. They, you know, and then you can get out their face when they tired of you. And that's just not what I'm about, man. So it's been a struggle. The people on the other end, oh, it's all love. The people know, but these artists, man, you know, I mean, these big name, big wigs, industry cats, they just haven't been with it, man. In a majority, I would say, in a majority. And if someone tell me, they'll tell me, like, oh yeah, nigga, yeah. If it was on me, yeah. But the label, no, you know what you're doing out here. You telling people not to go to labels and and because you know you want to be able to control everything that you're doing. Man, they don't want to deal with no artist that's screaming that.
Yes.
You know, first half of my career, I was just trying to get any deal I could get. And I've been signed to Jive Records. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I know what it feels like, but it's one of them things where you know it. You just ain't got it, man. They don't let you be who you are, man. And I can't ride for that. But you know, it is what it is, man. It's all love at the end of the day. I still love y'all, you know.
Yeah. It's such a push and pull, man, because you have dreams and you have a voice and you have a message you want to get out to everybody, and you know that you want to get it amplified as much as possible. That's really what we want. We want our shit to be amplified.
That's it, man.
You know?
That's it.
So,
I
you know,
hope
back
it was just that easy.
yeah.
You know, you would hope it was that easy, but
Well, I will say that what I do love, among other things, is how your releases, they always have a cohesiveness about them. You care enough to do things like interludes, and you know what I mean? And you collaborate and everything. And we'll get into the collaboration piece. But when it comes to putting a project together, let's
yeah.
say, do you start with the theme of the project first? Or do the songs kind of give you a theme halfway through? How does it work for you?
Yeah, man. I try to at least have that thing, because I feel like if you ain't got that thing, you just kind of you're just doing stuff, man. So I like to have that theme and really know where I'm going. And once I know where I'm going, and then I get the song, like song names to me is also big. Like song names, it's huge, man, for me. I'll never forget talking with Nivea, and she was telling me how the Dream told her how big, you know, song names is and how important that is. And I just never forgot that conversation. So, and that was back when I first started. So yeah, man. So this always stuck with me. But song names, and that theme, and after that, man, it's all downhill, man. It's all downhill. And you know, I've always, you know, pretty much kind of centered around my life, my own life stories, and you know, as most of us artists do. But I kind of, for a rapper to always be talking about making a love story every album, most rappers don't do that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been a different that comes that's another thing, you know, with coming with dealing with these industry cats. They don't want no rappers talking about that all the time. You know, so but for me, that's just what's real to me, man. You know, love is more important than anything to me. So I always, you know, write and rap about that more than and sing too about a show song. I do all. You see how I did that? Yeah, I was waiting to say it again. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, like I try to always make sure that, yeah, I know what I'm doing before I even start putting the pen to the pad, man. Like I know where I'm going first.
Dope, dope. From a performance standpoint, I've seen you rock out, and most MCs, you know, they will piecemeal a band together. You know what I'm saying? If they use one at all, they might just use a drummer, or they might use a drummer and a bass player, or just use a DJ. But you're one of the few that's consistently used live musicians through and through, to the point where it's its own thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is another thing that I love, because you take whatever it is you're going to do and you make it uniquely yours, to the point where it has a name and it's a thing that you can refer to. When it comes to the live performance, because it's very much so like a rock, it's very much so like a rock performance and experience. And
Yeah.
that's the other thing I love. What went into putting that together, and what is it that people, you know, get when they come to a Willie Hyn show or get a Willie Hyn performance in a?
Oh man, this is my favorite question, because performance is literally life for me, man. Like I could die up there and be all right. That could be my last thing I do. Like people don't understand, man. Like as a performer, to be you, like if you're anything close to feeling like a god, that's it. Being on that stage in front of those people and controlling every bit of emotion that each person in there is feeling, and you can control where they at. Man, nothing's better than that, man. And just like studying James Brown and studying Prince and just watching Prince, man, and like really watching his concerts and just seeing how he would do it, but then try to, in my own mind, you know, set it up for a rapper. Like, you know, it's I just love performing, man. And like my dad is a pastor, and so he just, you know, he's one of those like he could be going crazy. So that energy and that boldness and that just willing to just leave every inch on the stage, it really already comes from him already. So you take that with just the passion that really formed from watching Prince and watching how much he put into those shows, and James Brown, and you know, Beyonce. I watch a lot of her concerts, you know, to watch how they, you know what I'm saying? I don't even really watch too many rap artist shows, man. I really watch a lot of these singers, because the shows that y'all put on, man, like for y'all to be able to do what y'all doing singing, it, like for me, I make it in my head to where it's like, bro, if you're not even doing half of what they doing, you're not doing nothing. Because if they can sing and be jumping around and sweating, you should be up there doing twice as much. And man, I just love it, man. I just love performing, and this really just come from studying the greats, man. And it was one of those things that it hit me up front. First show, I knew it. Boom. It was something different. I was jumping off the stage, and it was what nobody was doing. And I was just like, yo, this is it. This is what I'm like. This is like, that's really what let me know that being an artist was what my life was going to be from performing my first time. Because I had artists like recording for about a good 2 years before I had my first show. And I just was doing it then. But when I had that show, it was like, bro, this is it. The fuck? The fuck? is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, man. I always feel like, what's bruh name off The Last Dragon? What?
The main character?
Yeah.
Bruce Leroy?
Bruce Leroy. When that light hit him.
When you got that glow.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
It goes. It's the power of elevation.
Come on, man. Bro, that's how I feel up there, man, every time. So, yeah, I appreciate that question, man, because a lot of people try to overlook the performance part of it. But it's like, nah, dog, like, I'm nothing without the stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Man, guys, I'm like, okay, let's go to Prince, because I got all these questions. Let's go to Prince, because you're one of the few people that share an experience with me, and that was seeing Prince's last performance ever. Shout out to Prince, rest in peace to the GOAT.
To the GOAT, man.
We were among the few to see Prince's last performance on earth. And I don't take that lightly, and I know you don't take it lightly. And I saw how people that I knew were affected by it, but there is something special about being able to have been there for that performance at the Fox. And I wanted to ask you, it's just straight one-on-one. I just wanted to ask you about what the experience was for you at the show, and then post show when we found out the unfortunate news about it.
Man, that was that whole week was crazy, man. Because I left the show and I had to do my own show. I'll never forget, I did that show and I just felt weird. But it wasn't a good weird. It was like almost like I knew something was coming. You know what I'm saying? And I had that show and I performed Some Nigga Named Hyn, and I was supposed to do like 3 other songs after that, and I didn't do not one other song. And I just went kind of on it was like a kind of like a rant almost. Just talking about appreciating what we have, just being able to do what we do, because it was none but really artists in there, and it was I don't have footage of that show, man, and I know, but everybody that was in there that night, if anybody ever hears about, like, if you ask anybody else that was there that night about that, they'll say, yo, Will was on some other shit that night, like it was different, and 6 days later, he was gone. And I always equate that to that feeling I had the night of that show. Like, bro, something just wasn't right with me. Like, it wasn't like I knew he was gonna die, but it was just like I couldn't figure out what it was. But yeah, man, yeah.
You have a Prince story too, though, about some nigga named Hyn, right?
Yeah, man. He called. He tried to get in touch with me. I was at work. And I had just got in trouble for being on my phone at the job. Just got in trouble for it. Like literally a couple days before that. So I had my phone put up. I was working bartending at a country club. Whack ass country club. And I was doing my thing. And I noticed when I came back to my phone, I had like 25 missed calls. I'm like, what the hell? So it was an artist that I was working with at the time. Her name was Samia. And her mom actually went to go work with Prince. Well, Samia went to go work with Prince. She was, I don't even know how they got connected to him, but they were out there with him. And they was trying to get in contact. They basically were trying to call me because after they got done working, they started playing my music because we were really close. We still are. Shout out to Samia if you're watching. But yeah, so they basically were playing him my music. They trying to, so he was like, yo, let me talk to him. Like, out the random, like, they were like, what? He was, just on some Prince shit. Like, yeah, let me talk to him. Call him. So they blowing my fucking phone up, bro. I'm at the damn job. You know what I'm saying?
Whack-ass country club.
And so when I saw I had 25 missed calls, I called them like, what the fuck? Like, is everything good? What's going on? She was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? She was like, yo, Prince was trying to talk to you. And I'm sitting there like, what? I'm on my phone. Everybody like, Will. My boss even seen me. She like, Will, take it outside. She thought something like serious was going on. She was like, yo, take it outside. So I run outside. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, is he still around you? She was like, no, he gone. He left a message for you, but damn, nigga, what were you doing? I'm like, I was at work. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was like, so what the fuck did he say? And she was like, well, he said his favorite song was Some Nigga Named Hyn, which is one of my most ratchet songs of all time. He said his favorite song was Some Nigga Named Hyn, and basically he also wanted to let me know to just keep going. He was like, I understand the type of artist you are and how you're going to be understood, but don't let that stop you. Now, Prince don't know me from a man in the moon.
Yeah.
So for him to even just lay that on me, as I was at a point where I was just like, man, like, why is this not, you know what I'm saying? Like, for him to say that and just that was it, I'll never forget it, man. I'm still mad that I ain't get to talk to him, but I'll never forget it. I would never forget it, bro.
Wow. Let me ask you about collaborations. You've collaborated with a lot of great artists, including myself, everybody out there. He collaborated with me.
Uh,
And you always seem to find the right way to collaborate with a particular artist in a particular space on a particular record. What's the thought process like for you when it comes to collaborating? Do you have a song and you're like, you know what, so and so sounds like they will be good? How do you figure it out?
I think the song comes, first of all, these are some amazing questions. If you were not dope as fuck in what you do as a singer, guitar player, songwriter, all that, Grammy award winning, you could do this shit. You could really be asking the nigga some questions, dog. These are some fantastic questions. I just wanted you to know that before I even go any further. These are some good questions. Anyway, okay, so yeah, man, it comes to me first. The song comes first. And I always kind of feel like how you could be doing what you doing as far as asking questions if you weren't as dope as you was. I really feel like I could be one of the dopest A&Rs of all time. I know it when I see it. I hear it when I hear it. You know, and it just hits me every time. Like I'll hear a song and I'd be like, oh, so-and-so need to be singing this. So-and-so need to be singing this. So-and-so, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just such a big fan of y'all singers anyway. I love y'all, man. So, you know, when I hear a song that I'm working on, which is a lot of times some melodic shit, I just know. And that's just really just having the love for the type of artists that I like to work with. And yeah, man, shout out to all of y'all because there's a lot of y'all that have come through and collaborated with me, and I appreciate it because I feel like if I'm anybody in the game, I could be like a Kirk Franklin as far as you're going to hear me anyway on the record, but I'm always bringing in that singer that's just like, who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Yeah, I love collaborating. That's one of my, like, as far as artistry goes, that's one of my favorite things in my artistry, just collaborating.
Yeah. Another thing that I love about your artistry is your consistency as well. It's hard to get shit done in this game, especially if you don't have a bag behind you, in front of you, underneath you, something.
Somewhere.
Something, you gotta have a credit card, a black card, somebody, your auntie gotta just, you know, give you something, inheritance or something. Find a lottery ticket. But how are you able to be consistent? I know some of it has to do with the great group of people that you work with, but from a and you can touch on that, but from a personal standpoint, you know, when the world is on top of you like this, or the industry is on top of you like that, how are you able to say, nah, I'm gonna do another record, I'm about to go into the lab, I'm about to work it up, you know what I mean?
Just loving it, man. Just really, and I know that's just a generic answer, but it's just like, if you do not love this shit, you would not be doing it as long as I have been doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't be doing it. And I've done some amazing things. You know, I'm Grammy nominated too. You know
Yes, you are.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you are.
Amazing shit. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's to be where I want to be and to constantly know where I want to be and to not be there yet. You know, and to have run into so much bullshit in this music industry along the way, you gotta at some point just say, you know what, I'm still doing this shit because I love it. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to stay consistent as long as I have been staying consistent is just man, it's just all honor and praise to the people who have been just willing to work with me.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, it is a respect thing. You know, I think they really respect who I am as an artist, and not only as an artist, but who I am as a person. And just, you know, trying to just keep shit as real. Not trying, but keeping shit as real as I possibly can keep it. And when you just take all those elements, man, and you know, mesh it around, and just being out here for a while, you know, I've been out here, so they know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's love. It's all love at the end of the day, you know. And so that's why I try to make sure I do that in return. You know what I'm saying? You know, as much as artists and different people like to work with me, I try to do the same thing. You know, if I believe in somebody, you know, hey, let me jump out there and, you know, work with you. And I don't always ask for shit back. Like, yeah, you know, it ain't always about what, you know, what can you do? Like, nah, if I respect what you're doing, I got you. Because I know it's a lot of artists and creators who've done that for me. And that's been able, you know, that's enabled me to, you know, stay out here and stay consistent, man. So shout out to all of y'all. And it ain't even always tried. It's a lot of artists that just, hey man, I dig what you're doing, or whoever say, hey man, I dig what you're doing. Like I be telling people all the time, I ain't got no management, I don't have no PR. My biggest moves in my career have come from Lil Jon saying, hey, Janet Jackson got a little after party concert that she throwing. She wanted me to look for somebody to open the shit up. You want to do it? My management ain't fine. I performed in front of Janet Jackson because Lil Jon said, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's, you know, that's what, you know, that's enabled me to stay around. Just from people just saying, hey, I got you. You know,
Yeah.
look at me as much as I try to look out for them.
Yeah. I've been able to, I mean, shit, everybody out there, I'm talking to Willie Hyn, Grammy nominated. I done seen you with Janet. I done seen you with Music. I done seen
Shout
you
out to
with,
birthday tomorrow, man. Shout out to Music.
oh, yeah, shout out to Music. I done seen you with Usher. I done seen you with,
Yeah.
you know, so many people. Prince done called you, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's obvious that your light is being seen. And sometimes you got to go through this, you know, like when a plane is going up. This is an analogy that's coming right now from, you get what I'm saying?
I
When a
feel,
plane is going up and taking
I,
off, Will,
yeah.
before it gets to that cruising altitude, Will, you got to go through some clouds.
That turbulence, man. Yeah.
And it might be a little bumpy
Yeah.
because you're going through these clouds, but once you get up here, that's where everybody is that can really appreciate you. And if you look at the music industry like that, so many artists get lost in the clouds right here. They don't ever make it up there.
Yeah.
Because they haven't continued to climb regardless of who's around. So that's one thing I can say about you for sure. It
Yeah.
don't matter who's watching. It don't matter if ain't nobody watching. You're still Willie Hyn.
Going
You're
crazy.
still doing crazy records. You're still putting them out. You're still doing visuals. You know what I'm saying? So I think part of it is the willingness to just stay just banging it out, you know, which a lot of people just don't have. They don't have the heart for this. You
Don't
know what
have
I'm saying?
man. See?
So, you know, having said that, I want to talk about your activity during this time frame.
Yeah.
Because I was listening, I didn't even know, but I'm listening to I'm really an R&B nigga. I'm like listening to that. Shout out to I'm really an R&B nigga. If you haven't heard that, please go listen to this because it was put out in May. So we in the heat of things. Cats
Yeah.
is not getting paid. Cats is walking outside and walking right back inside.
Yep.
And you put a whole project out with collabs and you know that whole thing. And
Yeah.
I was really loving it. Lockdown. I love that record. And it was very apropos to what we're going through, but it wasn't put on. Like
Right.
every song wasn't quarantine and baby, or you know what I'm saying? My mask gone and I'm fucking. It wasn't no shit like that. You know what I mean? It was well thought out. I wanted to ask you about putting that project together. But I also wanted to ask you, are you really a R&B nigga? And that's the second question. And and then the third question is, what do you think about R&B right now, Will?
Listen, I love R&B right now, man. I'm loving what y'all do. I mean, listen, her finna carry the R&B generation. She got it.
Yeah, she does.
She got it. I'm loving it, man. I mean, not only from the mainstream level, but also from the underground level, man. Like, I'm really loving what R&B is bringing. It's like it's coming back. You know, it always, you know how I do. It come back anyway. But it's coming back, man. It's coming back. And I think it's set on a lot of the bigger name artists right now are the ones that are operating independently. So they get what they want to do. And they just got a team that trusts them. And a lot of what they want to do is the shit that we be jamming to. You know what I'm saying? And that sound is starting to win. And so I'm loving what R&B is. I'm an R&B nigga to the core, man. I rap, but you see, I really only write R&B, and just sing songy shit. You know, I love it, man. I love it. I love it all the way through. So, yeah, man, I'm one of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and let me get in, man. Let me get into the team, bro. Let me get into the crew. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was saying the other day when I was listening to Boys and Men, I was like, man, Mike from Boys to Men, he kind of had it a little easy, Willie. You know what I'm saying? Hold the low note. He could stick out. So you didn't, because sometimes you'd be like, man, is that Sean or is that Mike? Is that? You never had to wonder who Mike was. He was always the cat on the low end. He was always the one who got his own breakdown. Now, girl,
come on.
You know, we've been having our problems, and like, dang, and trust me, Wanye and Sean and what was the other one? What's the other brother? Wanye, Sean, and somebody out there help us. They all got cut, trust me, but they couldn't handle all of them.
Yeah.
And trust me, Mike he walked away with a whole bag.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, just let me be on the team, man. I'll be that nigga that just smile. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yes, Nate. That's who it was. Thank you, y'all. I was gonna say, what came into play when you were like, man, let me create that.
Man, I took that picture, man. We ain't gonna go into whatever. We ain't gonna go into what was going on with that, but I took that picture and it was just funny, man. It was just funny games. I was just being a fool, man. And I released it. I put it on Instagram, and everybody was like, "Nigga, you look like an R&B nigga." So I sent it to my graphic designer. Shout out to Terrence Campbell. That's my dog. Tribe creative director. I sent it to him, and he sent it back to me with the whole cover art. I'm really an R&B nigga, and that was a year ago.
Wow.
So, you know, when COVID hit, I was actually working on a movie at the time, and I was working on the soundtrack for that shit, and the actual film itself.
Wow.
And so then when COVID hit, that killed that. Well, not killed it, but that just put that completely on the back burner because we couldn't do nothing at that point. So I was just like, well, what can I do? Because I want to give a vibe out, man. Like, the energy sucks right now. Like, that's when it was like really like setting in, like, yo, people are dying out here. And the numbers were growing and people was kind of scared and everybody was just inside. And I was like, man, what can I do to contribute, you know, in some sort of way? So just so happened to be at that time, I had a studio set up in here, and we still got it set up, but it just ain't running right now. But that's why they got these pads up here and shit like that. But yeah, so it just so happened to be that I had it there at the time. So I was able to work and didn't have to worry about going nowhere. Shout out to Hi, I'm Devin. That fool, like, basically executive produced the whole thing. He's the one that actually sung on Lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah, and shout out to Slim Wave. He made the beat for it. And yeah, man, so it was easy because it was here. So we made the whole about 2 weeks. It was done, man. We was ready to send it out. And it was all just let me just give y'all a quick vibe. It ain't got to be no full on long album. Just give y'all something to just feel good to, and we, you know, keeping it moving.
So, I saw also that you released the record like last week.
Yeah, man.
May it all be well. I really like that record as well.
Hey, you know, Cameron, you know what it is? I think you should get on the remix, dog. I think you know what I'm saying? Because you know what song that reminds me of?
What?
Not of it. Your joint. Led Me to You. Is that the name of it?
My guy.
That's my joint, bro. I think you should get on the remix, man.
Man,
If
I think
you're down, if you're down. If you
yeah, I think I should, and everybody out there that's listening, you just heard it here first. It's going to happen. So when it comes out and it's jamming, you're gonna be like, "Oh, yo, I was there when it happened." It's gonna happen.
happen.
It's already gonna happen because you already know how Pretty Pink Lady came out. That was just
Come on, man. Come on, man. You killed it, bro. You killed it.
yeah. I was gonna ask you. I know we got a little bit of time, only a little bit of time left, but I remember coming to a filming day for Hollywood Hearts, which was a film you were a part of. You actually were opposite of Bobby V. It premiered on BET and everything, and it was a cool experience. But I wanted to ask you real quick about that experience and what, I mean, you kind of alluded to it earlier about wanting to continue to pursue acting because it's in you. But you know, tell me a little bit about Hollywood Hearts for those people who might not know about it already.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to Bobby V first of all. He didn't have me on originally. He had
Okay.
someone that had the role. And they had already had it set up. And shout out to Ben Brown, who was actually part of the production team. Ben Brown actually went to Bobby V and was like, "Yo, listen, I know you got your guy, but give my dog Willie Hyn a chance. Just give him a chance. Let him come to a table reading. Let him just, you know, let's just see what he do, and then we'll go from there." And the rest is history. I went to the table reading, and I ate that shit. I wanted it. I wanted it. I wanted it, Cam. I wanted that. You know what I'm saying? So I went into that table reading and I ate it, man. And they was like, "Yo, Will, you got it. You got it. You got the role." So it was just great, man. Just I mean, I got to, I got to work with Carl Anthony Payne. Come on, man. Everybody don't. Yeah, we all don't watch Martin. You know what I'm saying? We know Cole. Like to be around Cole, like. And to watch him in that type of role, because he was serious in that one. So yeah, man, it was just great, man. Life Jennings and DC Young Fly. I mean, that was before, right before he peaked. He was killing it, but he went all the way where he is now. So to even be where, to see DC Young Fly at that point, and it was just, man, it was just fun being around them guys, man, and just learning from all. I learned from all of them because they doing it. I'm learning. So to be around all of them was just great, man. It was a fun time. It was a really fun time.
Man, for those of y'all who might have just locked in with us, you're late. First of all, second of all, I'm with my guy Willie Hyn. Willie has supported me. I remember doing a showcase for CSAC, and you came and helped me do the intro and everything like that. So, you know,
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
yeah, we go back. We solid over this way. So, I wanted to give you the floor to just wrap up. Obviously, I'm gonna, take pieces of this interview and everything like that, but I want to give you the opportunity to address everybody that's out there that it's their first time meeting you through our chat.
Yeah, man. First of all, I just want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Once again, if you're late tuning in, my name is Willie Hyn, and you can find me at Willie Hyn. You can see it up here. Just check me out, man. I got a whole wide assortment of different types of sounds, and but it's all centered around love. At the end of the day, I got a lot coming up. If you are in the city of Atlanta, I got a karaoke that we finna bring back, saying ATL. We finna bring that back. Of course, we gonna make sure we keep the COVID. We watching COVID now, so it's gonna be tight, but we are bringing that back. Rose Bowl ATL 5, it is coming. It's gonna be a live virtual experience from aisle 5. It's crazy. You the first. I'm announcing this on your show.
Wow.
Whole show. The night before Halloween, man. So, Rosebud ATL 5, and I'm also releasing my next EP, Roses Over Satellite Beach 2, on that same night. So it's just gonna be fun. I'm just dropping all these bombs. We added May It All We Be Well, the remix with Cameron Corvette. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be a good time, man. So y'all just check me out. Stay tuned to everything I got going on. Be safe, be well. Y'all just continue to love. Keep spreading that love out there no matter what they're trying to give you back. Just keep loving, man. Cameron, keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to Alex Isley. I love you, girl. I be listening all the time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, just keep going with this show, man. This is a great show, bro, for real. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna do a little wrap up and then I'm gonna hit you up. You know what I'm saying?
All
We'll
right.
we'll do our little talk, but I appreciate you coming on and keeping it real, doing you, being you. I didn't expect anything less. The conversation was great. As you can see, everybody has been enjoying it. So I'll catalog it. It'll be on YouTube and on IGTV, and I'll pull out some moments and we'll keep rocking, bro.
Hey, man, thank you, man. I'm gonna be calling you about that remix for real.
For sure.
All right,
All right,
bro.
bro.